Morning, everybody. Rusty from the Rusty Razor got another shave of the day, and today we're going to be doing Stirling's Black Cherry. Yep, it smells like black cherries, and reminds me a lot of Dr. Pepper, because Dr. Pepper is a cherry cola. Get that vibe going for it too. Yep, smells good. Lather it up. Yep, smells like cherries. Not a marshmallow. I can't even say it right now. Tongue's not working. It's got that dark cherry scent to it. And then we're going to be using Merkur 34C with London Bridge blades, 4th use. And we're just going to see how many more. See, might go to 5, possibly. We'll see how this shave goes today. And then we're going to be following up with a little bit of Stetson. Yes, Stetson. It's just kind of a sweet scent. When you got a sweet cherry scent, well, it seems to work good together. Yeah. Now, if I had the that's one thing I haven't done much of, is getting the splashes to go with each of the soaps. Since it's a sample, I typically will get a sample of one of Stirling just to see if it's something I like, and then if I like it, I might get a tub of it and then a splash. There's a few out there that I need to get a tub of, you know, the splash to go with it. That's how I operate. I don't do anything blind purchases typically. Now there's a few out there I wish they had splashes. It's like Crown and Crane does not do splashes. They don't do aftershave at all. Heritage Hill doesn't either, and I wish they did, because man, their stuff is so good. If they had splashes to go with those, I'd be happy. But Stirling has a splash, so does PAA. Go with everything they have. But I'm not buying a splash and a tub of soap without doing a test first. Because I am very peculiar when it comes to my scents. I'm not a fan of just spending a lot of money on something and then go, oh, this sucks. And then there's individuals, oh, you can sell it on the other market and get some money back. I'm like, well, I suppose you could. Especially if it's discontinued or seasonal. Which I don't understand the whole season. Well, I sort of do, but I don't. It's like, for me, if I find something I like, I'll use it all the time. Yeah, this soap's bringing back a few memories. We had, when I was growing up, we had soda pop soda. I don't even call it. I always call it soda pop. That called Worms. 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 I think it was just local that you could find up in northern Minnesota. I don't think I've ever seen it anywhere else. I don't even think it's even produced anymore. Well, it could be. They just renamed it because maybe worms in today's day and age is not conducive for marketing. People look at worms. Ew. That was very good. I liked it. And every once in a while, about once a month, my mom would run into the store, get her goods that she needed. Yeah, we only shopped once a month. And because we, growing up on the farm, there wasn't a lot of stuff you needed other than flour and sugar and baking powder and a cooking oil or something like that. It wasn't related to lard. Ate a lot of lard in my day. Probably have a partially clogged arteries in my body, probably because of it. But yeah, blade's working good. But I'd run into town once a month, do our grocery shopping. Town was like 25 miles away, so it took a little while to get there, but and she would buy at least a can of worms for everybody, all of us kids. So she would go out and we'd sit there and have our dinner, and everybody would go, it's like, have our popcorn at night or something like that. And you'd all hear the same sound going, and everybody opened up their one can. You got one can of soda a month. There's people that drink 3 or 4 cans a day, but growing up, soda was a luxury item. You got your one can and you like sip it slowly and savoring this can of soda, and you're like, oh, this tastes so good. You know, it's like, everybody, all of us enjoyed worms. And every once in a while, right after time marketing, you take something to the market and get some money out of it. And what the big treat was, they would get a case of it. So you'd have a case of worms, and you'd get like, say, 3 cans or 4 cans. That was, you could use up. Several of my brother would just go, and they just slurped theirs down. And you had to put a marker on it saying whose can belonged to who. And several of us, like my brother and I, older brother, we'd savor ours. We'd have one maybe a night, or stretch it out for a couple weeks. And it was all under lock and key, because if you didn't lock up the soda, 3 of my brothers would just go in and drink it all. Didn't care if it was yours or not. They just drink it. They had no compulsion about not drinking someone else's stuff, because that's how much they wanted it. It's interesting is that I'm kind of overweight now. But yeah, it was good stuff. And when it comes to Halloween, was another good one. Oh yeah, you would go out. This was in the 70s. You go trick-or-treating. Well, I guess I started trick-or-treating, I remember, in the 60s when I was a young lad. And you have your little bucket, Some of them, like, my older brother and I, we had pumpkin buckets. Now, the rest of my brothers had just ice cream buckets, the pails. That was their... And you'd go around all the different neighborhoods, driving from house to house. Yes, you had to drive from house to house. It wasn't like, if you went into town, you could walk around neighborhoods, but we'd hit the local areas. And everybody in the local area you'd get full bars of candy. It wasn't this, miniature stuff, like you have, but you get sweet tarts and stuff like that too. So it was good stuff. You can fill it up, and still got enough for a couple more passes. And you would go through and get everything, and you might I would have typically like one candy bar that night or something, and a couple other items. I love my sweet tarts, but we get those, and I'd put everything into a ice cream pail, stuff it in there, layer it out so it would all fit in there. And we had our freezer had a lock on it, because if you did not lock up your candy from Halloween, those same three brothers would go through and eat that entire bucket and nothing flat. They just wolf us down. Let's just say an entire ice cream pail of candy would be gone in days, and they would be sick because they just like, oh, I ate all my chocolate. So I would always have it locked up in the freezer. Well, my mom would have the key, and she was the jailer. And I was like, I want a candy bar, Mom. And she'd go unlock it. I'd pick out what I wanted and lock her back up. So I would have Halloween candy all the way to Easter. I'd parcel it out, called willpower. Now my brothers make fun of me today. They're like, yeah, the guy that didn't eat any candy or anything when he was a kid is a diabetic. I'm like, well, it is what it is. That's a surprise that none of my other ones are. They're borderline, but it's just genetics. It's like grandmother, great-grandmother, great-grandmother, grandmother, dad, and me are all diabetic, or were diabetic. Now it's just my dad and I. Get about 45, 50, and good diabetic. Weak pancreas, that's all I can say. Yeah, it was interesting, a lot of fun growing up. Didn't realize how poor you were. It's like, but like during Christmas time, we would get in our stocking, we'd get an orange and an apple and maybe a couple pieces of candy. You know, the hard ribbon candy, it was like, that would break your teeth type stuff. And you get some that was mint flavor and others with, different flavors. And I would trade my brothers for the mint one. Cause I'll take this one if you take that one. Now, when I would, over Christmas break, we'd go spend like 5-6 days with my grandparents at that time. And my grandfather, he was like to spoil us. He would get us some candy. Or occasionally, it's like, well, we're going to the bait shop or the tackle shop. Go in there and look around. They would, the 5-cent 5 to 10 cent. Eventually it was a quarter, but you get those bottle of soda. Pull it out and pull it out of the machine. Or the one at the laundromat was kind of cool. It's like you put your money in and you have to go pull it through the thing and then pull it up. Eventually get to where you need it to be. Man, my grandfather would always, like, my brother and I would be looking at all the bait and all the tackle, all the lures and everything. We're like, oh, I wonder how that one will work. I was like, you go, well, you better pick one. It was like, if we're gonna go fishing, you need to have one. So, I remember eyeballing the new reels. Like my great uncle gave me a fishing pole. My brother and I gave us a pair of fishing poles, you know, and he like, well, let's go over to the bait shop. We went over there and we're looking at stuff and run into Al Linder. You know, fishing, big fishing name in Minnesota. He was there. Knew my grandfather. And he's like, well, you boys, you need a reel to go with those rods. So pick one out. And got ourselves a Johnson reel. That was cool. A good use of them. Still got them today. Hard to believe. And 50 years. Think about that. Oh man, 50 years. Well, I think we got it. Oh, right there. I think we're done. So, even to this day, I can buy a bag of, you know, those Hershey miniatures, little bitty things. And I only have one Hershey candy bar a day. And then I give all the, what do I call them? Dark chocolate ones. I like the dark chocolate ones, but you know, they got too much caffeine in them, so I give those to my wife, so she enjoys the caffeine. I don't. Oh, nice. That was good. I had to say. London Bridge blades are working. No joke. Alrighty. A little bit of Stetson cooling. I tell you, this stuff works really good. Oh, that smells good. Interesting combination. Yep. Yeah. Now I'm starting to feel like cooling kicking in. Stetson cooling. Yep. Works really good. It's not a alcohol base, so man, that smells good. Okay. That was the shave of the day, brought to you by Stirling with black cherry. Man, that smells good. Love that scent. And then we had the not Edwin Jagger, Merkur 34C with London Bridge blades, 4th use, working good. We're going to try number 5, see how it works out. So I'm impressed with these blades. Any blade that can go that long, yeah, hang on a second. A little bit of lotion on the face here. There we go. Every once in a while I forget to do that on camera. I'll do it. A little bit of hand lotion on the face. That's my version of a balm. Alright, so that was the shave of the day. Hope you guys like it. Like and subscribe, share with your friends, and we'll see you in the next one. Rusty out.